Okay, so in this part we have 59% of females age 15 and older lived alone. Here we have random sample of 550 females. Out of these, 332 are living alone. Here is asking, is there sufficient evidence at the alpha equal to 1% level of significance to conclude the proportion has changed? Because of having this one, asking if this one changed, we're gonna use not equal to for alternative, having to tell test. And here alpha is 1%. So first, you have to find p hat, which is x divided by n. Divided by 550, which is our sample size. I want to write my final answer to 4 decimal place. So at the end, I'm going to have p value in 4 decimal places. I didn't ask to how many decimal places, so it's just up to you. But for this one, I decided to have 4 decimal places at the end, and I said that do not round in between. So any number that you're trying to round before the final answer, it's better to not round. But if in case you wanted to round, if you want to make sure that 100% you have correct answer, it's better to round to, in this case, I have to 4 decimal places for the final answer, but I'm going to round here to 4 plus 2 or maybe plus 3, because sometimes plus 2, you may have slightly different answer. With plus 3, it's better. So let's just use this one. So this is what I have for p hat. And then you have to work on requirements. The first one is that we have C from a random sample, n times p times q. That should be greater than or equal to 10. And here, sample size is 550. Our p is p naught or p0 is 59%. Use that one to find q naught, which is 1 minus. So the answer is 133.045. And that's greater than 10, so this is correct. And now number 3. We want to see if do we have independent trials. So use sample size less than or equal to 5% of population size. Whenever population size was not given, we have to see what our population is. Here we have females age 15 and older. It doesn't say in what country or what, so we don't have any location for output. So it just says females age 15 and older. So population is all females in that age group. So you can just assume this is a very large number. This one is 550. So because of having large number 4 population, I can say this is independent. After having all those requirements, now it's time to test. The first one, number 1, you should know what is all null and alternative. Null is population proportion equal to whatever was given on top was 0.59 or 59%. And for alternative, based on what our question was, we said that we have to use 2/10. So P is not equal to 0.59. Number 2, alpha was given is 1%. Number 3, test statistic. So here we have to find Z, and that's using the sample proportion or point estimate of population proportion minus P naught divided by square root of P naught times Q naught divided by our sample size. So P hat it's the number that I have on top. So I'm just using that 7 decimal places is 0.60, 36, 36, 4 minus P naught is 0.59 divided by square root of 0.59 times Q naught is 0.41 divided by sample size. Remember, when you try to use calculator finding the answer for this part, you have to use parentheses on top and also in denominator, but here in this case, it doesn't matter if you use parentheses. So just use that one on top, you're gonna have correct answer. And here again, I'm going to run to same as what I did for P hat to 7 decimal places is 0.65022242. I have this number for Z. I'm going to solve all steps for that one, but I'm not going to solve the second number. Now step 4, we have to find p-value. What this means, we have to find, because of having 2/10, we have to find area on left and right and add or work based on one of these 2 tails and multiply by 2. So this is our z-score. Here we have absolute value of our z-score is 0.650242, and here on left we have negative times absolute value of z-score. So it's negative 0.65022242. And here we're trying to find area for this one plus area for this part. But again, multiply by 2 instead. So p-value is equal to 2 times. I'm going to work on this one. You can use what you have on left or what you have on right. It doesn't matter which one. But here I'm just working on what we have on left, so you can see that we can also use as negative z-score. We don't need to always use that number. So z less than negative 0.65022242. So p-value is equal to 2 times using normal CDF. Since we have left tail, we have to first enter -1 exponent 99, comma, our z-score, comma 0, comma 1. So we have to use second vars, normal CDF, and enter these. So here is what I have. Now enter. So here is what we have on one tail. Now highlight that one, enter, multiply by 2 to be able to find the answer for both tails, because this is 2 tail. And then enter, run into 4 decimal place. Here is our answer is 0.5155. But again, if you want to, if your answer was asking for the final answer, it was asking for 4 decimal places, that means that it's better to not round in between. So do not round p-hat, do not round z-score, but instead write anything that is on your calculator. Just type in all those numbers. So that way you can make sure that your answer is correct. So here we have step 5. We have to compare p-value with alpha. We want to see if that is less than alpha. P-value is 0.5155 and alpha is 0.01. Obviously, this number is not less than. That means do not reject. And then step 6, based on what we have in step 5, write conclusion. Since we have our exam online, this part's easy. You don't need to write it. Just see whatever is given. Because of having do not reject here, you may have there is sufficient evidence, or other option you may have there is not sufficient evidence. So it's easy to answer. Without even trying to write all these. So there is not sufficient evidence to conclude that the proportion has changed. This was our question. And now I want to see what answer we have using stat test. So pressing stat. We use the stat 4 when we try to enter our data using edit, and we use calc to find answers. And here we have test. So I like highlighting that part. And then we have to find the function that we can use for this one. Here we have population proportion. We have 1 sample size, and we had to find z. So based on that, we have to see which one is the best choice for this part. Scroll down to number 5, we have one proportion. That means that we have one population proportion, and we have to find Z, and this is for testing. So it's one proportion Z test. So you can do so for all other questions based on whatever is given, just see what function you have to use. But again, I don't have these on lectures because instructors not letting students to use stat test when you have face-to-face class. But when I use this one, so you can see that our answer is correct. So here on this part, we have to enter these. P was given as 59%, X is 332, our sample size is 550, and for alternative we had is not equal to, so we had to tell. Color doesn't matter. Scroll down here to highlight, calculate, and then enter. Based on what I have here, our answer for Z. Okay, so it doesn't matter because Z, they didn't round these numbers at all, and that is our P hat. And answer for P is 0.5155. What we did was we had, I believe was 0.5155, 47. Yes, it's 47, so it's just slightly different. But since we run into 41 places, even if you run to 5 or to 5 decimal places, you're going to have exactly the same answer. So the answer is 0.5155. And our answer, what we did on that part using normal CDF is exactly the same as what we have here on stat test. Now, on this part, it's asking to find interval, lower bound, upper bound. I will just work on finding T, and I'm not going to find lower bound, upper bound. What is given here on top, we have X bar is 39.7, or standard deviation is 9.1. And here we have mean age is 40.8. And our sample size is 32. Using sample size, we can find degree of freedom, which is n minus 1. So here is 31. Now, what is given here, we have 95% confidence. So use that one to find alpha. Alpha is 1 minus 95%. Alpha is 5%. Then divide by 2 to find the area on one tile. That's 5%. Divided by 2 is 0.025. And now use that one to find T. So it's T 0.025. Degree of freedom is 31. What we have here is, this is right tile area. And when we're trying to find the answer on TI 83, 84 plus, we have to use area on left. So use 1 minus 0.025. This is 0.975. So use second bars, scroll down number 4, inverse C, and here enter your area as 0.975. Degree of freedom is 31. And this is what I have. And enter. Here's what we have for this part. This is 2.039513. If we want to have 100% correct answer, it's better to not run here. Again, do not run. I'm just writing what we have here on that part. The answer for this one is 2.0395 13406. So this is the number that we have for T. And then use that number here, find lower bound, upper bound. So this is the formula that we have for this part. So just you just plug in numbers here for the X bar. We have all on top. X bar is 39.7. Standard deviation is 9.1. And our T is just use this number. In your calculator. And at the end, run to, for example, 3 decimal place. And that answer is 100% correct. So whatever your answer is on the final part, that should be 100% correct because we didn't run this T here. So you just find the answer for lower bound, upper bound on this part. And then finally here it's asking, after finding lower bound, upper bound, what does the interval imply? Meaning that you have to interpret what your interval means. So finding lower bound and upper bound, what this one means, based on what our mean is. So mean was 40.8. I'm just writing this one, but I'm not writing the answer for lower bound, upper bound. Then we have to write VR because we had 95% confidence. We are 95% confident that our mean is between, I'm not writing the answer for lower bound, and here upper bound. I didn't write the answer, but you already know that here for our interpretation, we are 95% confident. That means that our mean is between these two. So our mean is in this interval. So this was chapter 10.